How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Blue Shifting, and welcome back to Tournament Time, where Misaki's prepped up. Now, I kind of inadvertently had a bit of an awkward place to end last week, but that's just, what it is. But before I jump into all that, bit of a quick announcement, just in case I'm struggling to get an actual announcement video out, which, frankly, I might. I came down with something this weekend, so I don't know if you could tell from the camera or not. I mean, I'm already a pale boy anyway, but, I'm feeling pretty right now, but I also can't sleep, so I might as well record. So let's jump into that. So starting next week, the first week of September, it's actually the first 9 days of September, there's a special event going on Steam. It's like it's like For the Love Festival. I should have been looking at it before this, but I can't do that now. So basically, it's a visual novel feature that's going on. It's going to be one of the banners that's going on Steam that you can click on, and it's basically a highlight of visual novels that are romance-based, and it's an opportunity specifically for indie developers to showcase their visual novels. So word was getting around about that and how there would be a lot of developers that might be interested in having their games be featured with content creators at the time. So I threw my hat into the ring, and I had just a wave of people who were very interested in having someone like me cover their content. And I've always been and will always be a proponent of visual novels, and especially indie developers, because while their games are not likely to perform great on YouTube, they are the creators who, if we cultivate, support, and show that we want to see these types of games, they're the ones that are going to be making the next Muv-Luv, the next Steins Gate, the next Fata Morgana. Because if you think about it, all the video developers that developed those titans of stories started out as indie developers. You look at all the visual novels that we're most familiar with, the most like champion, like the Fate series, and start with Tsukahime, I think was the first one for them, and then Higurashi is a great example. It's like one guy who did everything. Like, you can tell if you see the original art and everything, but it's a life-changing story. We get so caught up in, granted, even right here, we're looking at this, the beautiful art and the music and everything for visual novels. It's phenomenal. But a lot of times, visual novel developers can't start here. They build up to something like Aokana, something like Muv-Luv Alternative, something like the Steins Gates and Chaos Childs and all these games that we get to go enjoy and love. Oftentimes, it's something you work up to. So always make room for those indie devs. Always make time to try a new visual novel from a small-time developer. And, if it catches your eye, if it's a genre you like, give it a shot. Let them see what they like. Give it a good review. Not a review of, meaningless thumbs up or meaningless thumbs down, but genuine feedback. And that's what that whole week's going to be about. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a pause on the regular content of the channel for those 9 days. I will be doing strictly indie developer visual novels. In fact, I've already got them queued up. I know exactly what games I'm going to be playing. I basically know what order we're going to be playing, assuming there's no technical issues. And I'm just going to be doing those for that system, because that's basically I'm going to be doing one a day ideally. Because I've had 9 developers approach me wanting me to try out their games, and there are a bunch of different types of genres and stuff, so it'll be really fun. Anyway, rambled about that long enough, just giving you a heads up. There will be a break in the content, but that's because I feel like it's a great opportunity for me to be able to shine a little spotlight on some of the up-and-coming developers, and also kind of almost do like a, not a Russian roulette per se, but kind of like that, where I just got access to games. I don't know much about them. I don't know anything about the devs. I'm just going to be jumping in and giving my pure, honest opinions about them. And I hope you'll tune in for those, even though they're going to be titles you've never heard of. Anyway, that'll be starting on September 1st, so hope you look forward to that. Anyway, let's jump into this, shall we? So, Misaki's up here, and Rika is determined to try and beat her. I'm pretty sure, and I agree with Masaya, that Misaki has the skill set to win, but she's feeling unmotivated, because Rika's so by the book, it's kind of annoys her, and but I also feel like there's something else to that, because I don't know, annoy her doesn't seem to be the right word. It's I feel like Miss Misaki just feels at odds with just the lifestyle choices and mannerisms for Rika, and so they just are on a fundamental level kind of butting heads, meaning I could see them becoming bitter rivals or best friends, and we're gonna probably find out which. But yeah, we're going to go see their duel now. Jump into that and see what happens next. So no further delays. Let's just jump in because we kind of got Misaki's kind of unsteadiness here. So I wonder how it's going to translate. Is she going to not listen to us? Is she going to not care and decide to just let Rika win? Or is she going to fight and just like try to like destroy her? Because I honestly, all three of them seem like valid options. I don't know what's going to happen. So let's go. Hey, hope we have a good match.
こちらこそよろしくお願いします。何かな?
I can hear their conversation through the headset.
進藤先輩は飛沢さんに期待してるみたいですけど、私負けませんから。え？あ、はい。
Misaki, it's like you're not even here.
負けませんから。私もと言った方がいいのかな。知りません。
Okay, please don't let Misaki's motivation die completely. That aside, this isn't really my business, but isn't Ichinose a little too high-strung? It's hard to maintain good form when you're all tense and stiff. Yeah, she keeps repeating herself like, I won't lose, I won't lose, I won't lose. It's like, okay, calm down. I understand this means a lot to you, but breathe. Or look to the side. Yeah, you're not happy either. Her second, Satomi-san, is speaking with her with a slight stern look on her face. Knowing her, she's probably telling Ichinose that she just said something inappropriate.
試合を開始します。 Set!
And here we go. Ooh, the whistle resounds. Time to begin. Yeah, so there's Rika she's doing the classic dive and ascend for a speedster type style, where Misaki's banking to the second line. Misaki's a fighter while Ichinose's a speeder. Naturally, Misaki jumps to the second line right away. Ichinose in turn flies towards second. Alright, there she goes. Positioning about perfect. And by the time Misaki reaches the center of the second line, Ichinose touches second, bringing the score 0-1. Everything's going just like we planned for now. Ichinose fixates her gaze on Misaki after pushing off second. Okay. She says that and then closes on Misaki with a horizontal scissor. This is just like what she did with Asuka during our training camp. Misaki's rocking her body up and down, left and right. She stands ready to intercept her. She looks kind of like Muhammad Ali out there. Alright, so what's your play? Ichinose probably going to shoot directly up or down right before she reaches Misaki. You make your opponent's eyes get used to the horizontal movement, then suddenly shift to the vertical movement instead. It's a standard feint. Tends to be rather effective too, but she's making it way too obvious. So either it's like a super feint where she's playing into it, or she's just only like, I guess I would call her a one-trick pony. She's been told this is a very effective tactic, and she's decided that's just what her tactic is. Still, it's not like we know which way she's going, so we need to keep an eye out. Should I give Misaki some advice, or maybe I'll hold it off for now? Better to just wait and see how she reacts. Ooh. I don't know if this will be a thumbnail worthy one, but I like it. Like zagging and zipping. Once Ichinose gets close enough, there. Misaki throws up her arms like what you do at a butterfly stroke in the water. So motion helps the position shift into a rapid climb. Ichinose responds to that by diving directly downward, diagonally downward. I'm guessing that Misaki played her like a fiddle. And Misaki does a 180 vertical roll and she shoots straight down into Ichinose. Boom. Got you. Like she said, but it's like, yeah, that's a smashing hit. Perfect. She played her like a fiddle. It's just like, go move to think she's gonna go up. So she feinted the feint. Ichinose dives, and then she just got her. Ichinose probably thought she lost Misaki already. Repelling by the touch, she goes flying off in the distance with no semblance of her balance remaining. I'm sure Satomi-san relayed Misaki's position to her, but she probably couldn't react fast enough. The score is now 1-1. Misaki touches Ichinose back yet again while she's flailing through the air. Oh, this honestly is gonna be the type of match that hurts. Because she's a speedster, but now she's on the back foot. And if Misaki doesn't like let up, like if Misaki decides to go like full punishment mode, I don't know if she can even recover. She might not even make it to the next buoy because Misaki might keep pushing her down and even pushing her back. It's rough. That's another point for Misaki. 2-1. Ichidose eventually regains her balance and dives down to put some distance between her and Misaki, but... Oh no, is she gonna crash into the water? I can hear Satomi-san scream from all the way over here. She's descended even further after getting pushed down twice already, a rookie mistake. Yeah, flying down is a bad thing because like her mind is stuck in like form. Her form is that you dive down because you get a burst of speed and it's a way to try and break away. But she's been pushed down twice now, and now diving further, she's gonna get too close. Ichidose's right by the water now. She's a speedster who's back to square one. She can't escape downward. Her initial speed is slow, and there's no way for her to gain speed while going up. And worst of all, there's a fighter right above her who can dive down to gain speed. She should have tried to go to the side or up instead, even if that meant letting Misaki score a few more points. Honestly, there's technically nothing wrong with any of her individual decisions. So what would happen if she were forced down into the water? Would that be immediate disqualification? Is that considered a foul? When your opponent seems to move up, you fly down. When you get hit, you dive down to shake them off. Yep. So these like drills are in her mind, but she's not equipped herself with situational awareness to the point where like she's so textbook, it's actually like a problem. However, the culmination of those decisions has driven her into a corner. She's clearly very skilled, but she doesn't seem like she's used to using all the things she's learned at once, which is dragging her down. Satomi-san raises her voice, which is rather unusual. Ichidose proceeds to follow her orders. It's too late for that. You should have done it earlier. Get serious already. Heavy respect for you of that, Misaki. I kind of get that too. Like, it's one thing. It's funny because like I don't get too competitive, which is a big problem for this kind of stuff for me in person anyway. Like I enjoy I would probably enjoy being a coach more than anything because I don't get too competitive. I'd be wanting to focus on like just having a good match. And I think Misaki kind of wants that too. She wants a fun match. Even if she lost, I think she would prefer a match where she feels like they're like playing each other. When she starts dominating too much, she kind of feels bad, especially when Rika's looking so upset. And like I get it, cause like that sucks. Like she could have pinned her down and really messed with her, but oh well. You had the perfect chance to score more points. But if she had actually done that, there's a chance she would have traumatized Ichidose, though maybe she'd prefer that over being pitied. Anyway, Ichidose flew back to the last buoy, so touched third and moved down the line. Misaki touches third. That makes it 3-1. It's safe to assume she'll catch up to you at some point, but yeah, you might as well. Fighter's leaving a speeder in her dust. Weird. Maybe Ichinose's given up? She's already traumatized? Right as Misaki gets a few meters from the buoy. Uh-oh. Ichinose rushes down the line at an unimaginable speed. Oh, fetch me. I get why Misaki's so confused. There's no hint of her using her feint whatsoever. She's just advancing in a straight line like Prez. Misaki rocks her body in different directions, but she doesn't react to it at all. Well, for once, she's changed her style. Fancy that. Brace yourself for impact. Ichinose's trying to force her way through. Stop her. Oh, fetch! She struck you? Oh, no. Ichinose collides with Misaki. Oh, that didn't score a point then. Okay. They're both repelled immediately. Misaki swiftly recovers from her loss of balance, but now she's on the other side of the buoy. And in front of the buoy is Ichinose, though she still hasn't recovered quite yet. Oh, that's what she was after. In a head-on collision, both players are repelled in opposite directions, so while it looked like Ichinose had been thrown backwards, she's actually advanced a fair bit. Yeah, but the timing of it was pretty particular. I genuinely doubt that Ichinose chose that spot specifically. I mean, maybe Satomi gave her good advice, but I think she's kind of in a blind panic right now. Repulsion is relative, so when you're advancing with forward force, the stronger the repellent force, you will in fact move forward even though it looks like you've been pushed back. She lost almost all her speed, but she actually managed to get in front of the buoy. Plus, she pushed Misaki back at the exact same time. Ichinose uses the speed boost from the buoy to stabilize her form and rock it down to the next line. The score is now 3-2.
まだまだわかりませんよ。なんだ一ノ瀬ちゃん。ちゃんと怖くない。
Oh, now Misaki's in the game. Misaki tilts forward and flies toward the buoy, and uses her repellent force from the touch to accelerate. She wants to touch Ichinose before she picks up more speed. Ichinose spins her body sideways in order to escape Misaki's extended hand. It's a basic technique that's known as the Illyrian roll. She stretches out her arms and pulls them back in again, shifting speed all the while, which helps her elegantly evade Misaki. Killer speed!
わかってる。
Touching her back would just push her forward, which would actually hurt Misaki's chances. Her only choice is to somehow touch her from the side.
好きなようにはさせませんから。
Oh, interesting. Ichinose swiftly soars up in a high yo-yo, and Misaki, who sped up quite a bit at that point, ends up in front of her as a result. Oh no, she's gonna get you.
ドッグファイトができないわけじゃないんです。
Yeah, she's coming for your back. Ichinose dives down and goes for Misaki's open back. Hey, coach, this is kind of your time to shine, right? You should be stopping this.
それを言うなら、私はドッグファイトしかできないんですけど。
Oh, Misaki dodges with a rapid climb. Now Ichinose is in front again, which means she's forced to enter a swift climb to pursue Misaki back. They start spinning around like a roller coaster as they go for each other's back. This is a bad play for Ichinose, though, unless her long-term goal is to just look for an opportunity to get speed back, or she could even be banking on the fact that she eventually will get tagged, but trying to put herself in a position where when that happens, she'll be pushed toward the buoy. Ichinose is wearing Maine Coons from the Small Grove, which are speed or grav shoes, so this is pretty darn impressive. She must have put a lot of time and effort into dogfight practice if she's doing this well in those shoes. Unfortunately. You're going down. Misaki touches Ichinose's back, sending her flying. And that's 4-2. Yeah, Misaki's the wrong opponent to try and beat in a dogfight.
追加させません。ちょっと
Oh, fancy. Ichinose rolls over and guards herself by throwing out both her arms. Well, that's not how speeders usually defend themselves at all. Guess one of them realized that playing standard would just doom them at this point. Not sure if that was Satoin-san or Ichinose herself, but either way, it's a decision that required a lot of courage. Still, she may have stopped Misaki from scoring, but how does she plan on getting away when she's wearing grav shoes with slow initial speed?
今の一ノ瀬ちゃん、ちゃんと怖い。
Good. Thank you for finally realizing.
言ってる意味がわかりません。
Oh, I know. I guess there is one way for her to escape. She just needs to let Misaki touch her, then use the repellent force to make up for her slow initial speed. Forfeit the battle to win the war, basically. Misaki, do you want to win?
ちゃんと勝ちたい。
Then start circling Ichinose.
わかった。
Oh, yeah. If she's banking, because the thing is, we got the lead now. If we can just stall her out, we win. Misaki starts circling Ichinose.
これから？
If Ichinose tries to do something, go for her back. If she doesn't, do nothing.
え？何もするなってどういうこと？
I mean, it's clear. You have the lead. She's trying to goad you into an attack. Basically, just wait out the clock. Nothing means nothing. Why are you acting all confused?
どうしてそんなことを言うのかってことを聞いてるの。
Ichinose is trying to escape with the speed boost she'd get from you touching her. The perfect counter to that is just not touch her. All you need to do is circle around her until time runs out.
そんなやり方は卑怯だってば。
I mean, to be fair, has this fight not been tactic? If you really want to win, do whatever it takes. If you hold back now, neither of you will be able to accept the results after the match. This is the only way to reach a satisfying conclusion. No one will be happy if you do something stupid now.
わかった。
It feels like that took a lot for her to say. Ichinose looks frustrated. She knows that if she makes a move, Misaki will immediately go for her back. If she wants to win, she has no choice but to wait for Misaki to change her mind. We're at a stalemate because both of them want to win more than anything in the world. I notice that Satomi-san's looking straight at me. I give her a nod. She's like, hey, as long as nothing changes here, you got this. And then Satomi-san nods back with a wry smile on her face. Match is over. There's no way to change things at this point. And Ichinose probably knows that she has no one to blame for her loss but herself. They hear the sound of the whistle a few minutes later. Misaki wins 4-2 score. I liked that. That was a good match. Really solid showing. Rika is showing that she can learn and grow, which is very cool to see. Misaki showcased her motivation and how it is fun-drived. Like, she wants to win, but she wants to win in a fun way. And so she's almost, like, I bet she goes back and she's going to be, like, pissed off because it's like, that wasn't a fun way to end the game. And we're going to be like, well, then you said you wanted to win at all costs, right? You could have played for funsies, but then you wouldn't be doing your absolute best to win no matter what. Good job. Anything you'd like to say?
いや別にこういう試合もあるんだなって思ったけど手を抜いたわけじゃないから
I mean, that's a fairly mild response, I suppose. Right, though you did hold back during the first half, didn't you?
誤解やりづらかっただけ一ノ瀬ちゃんちゃんと強かったからほっとしたよ
I like how, I bet you, like, Misaki's worst opponent would be an opponent that is just, like, all goofy and terrible, because then she would be so much on her back foot that she wouldn't even try. Wow, she sounds super arrogant, but honestly, I'd expect no less from Misaki.
ありがとうございました
Ichinose comes over and bows her head to Misaki.
いえこちらこそちゃんとプレイしてもらえて安心しました
That's a good reaction to have. Oh, so she noticed.
でも次は負けませんから
You tell her.
私も負けるつもりはないよ
Misaki smiles as she says that. Like, now she's like actually doing the serious back and forth play. That's cute. Actually, they're both smiling. Nice. In the end, we finished the first day with 2 losses and 2 wins. Wait, whoa. We're just gonna bounce past Asuka doing a win? Misaki beat Ichinose and...
ありがとうございますやりました
Why don't we get to watch that? That would have been fun. I sometimes wonder what this game's doing. Like, I'm sure it's fine. I just enjoy the matches. Why didn't it go for hers? Maybe it decided it wasn't story relevant, or maybe it got cut because I could also see if they did every match, this novel would probably be 100 hours long. Asuka also managed to win her first match.
おめでとうおめでとうございますすごいやったね
よくやったぞいい試合だった
Yeah. Everyone surrounds Asuka and applauds.
まさか勝てるとは思いませんでした奇跡です奇跡が起きました
It's not a miracle, you worked hard.
そんなことないって実力だよ実力いえ奇跡です何か変なことが地球規模で起きているのかも私のせいで地球が危ない
Oh no, I used up all the world's luck, we're gonna die. Don't you think that's a little much, Asuka? I mean, you did seriously believe you had... Did you seriously believe you have psychic powers?
でもそうとでも考えないと納得が
実力だ実力
Exactly.
でもじゃないぞクラシナ
Stop trying to deflect the fact you did a good job. Aoi-san is speaking to her in a rather grave tone.
実力で勝ったんじゃなかったら相手がかわいそうだろ
Exactly. The best way when people are competitive is both people give their all and both accept whatever the results are.
もしクラシナが逆の立場だったらどう思う相手が強かったという理由以外で負けたとしたら
そうかもしれません
運だってあるだろうそれも含めての実力だそれなのに実力じゃないなんて言い方は相手に失礼だ
Agreed.
失礼ですか
そうだ
How'd it feel to win?
勝ってとても嬉しかったですけど申し訳ないような気もして
No, that's
嬉
good.
しいけど複雑です
That's one of the best things you could have is understanding that you give your all, but in the end, your opponent was somebody else who just wanted to do their best as well. To have the empathy to be able to recognize that disappointment and respect it, but also to not hold back because you don't want them to be upset. That's the best combo you can have. Good to know. That's actually real life combo too. Like, I grew up so terrified of disappointing people when I was in school, like in elementary, like from elementary school to high school. I absolutely curbed my own interests because I was terrified of what other people wanted, or disappointing, or like upsetting other people. And that's my biggest regret. Thankfully, I got through high school without too many regrets, or at least I learned enough from them that I didn't end up repeating mistakes too often. I think everybody looks back at their youth and thinks like it'd be cool to kind of go back and have do-overs, but at the same time, like, I really had a good experience in school, and I think a big part of it was because I did have empathy. And towards the end, I did figure out that balance of like, hey, having empathy and caring about other people is good, but you shouldn't sacrifice yourself and your own interests for the sake of others. I found that balance, and it was way better. And also, people genuinely like and respect you more when you're willing to just do what you want to do, standing up for yourself, not being ashamed of the things you like, even if other people think it's weird or different or strange, really. Just be you and throw yourself at it. And it won't always be smooth, but in the end, people will respect you for it.
はっきりですか?
Definitely. I direct my gaze to the edge of the venue. There can only be one champion. And that means you'll probably get knocked out eventually. By the end of this tournament, you'll know how it feels to win and lose. So yeah, it's fine to feel that way for now.
大丈夫なんですか?
Absolutely. Yeah, may as well bask in the feeling of winning while you still can.
わかりました。マサヤが分かったような分かんないようなこと言って、アスカを言いくるめた。
It was a decent pep talk though. It is kind of like the one thing he's missing in there is like saying like, do you want to win? You know, like let's make sure we don't ever let's fight for everything we've got. But he's kind of taking this very realistic but also kind of down like point of view, which is fair. They're also new at this, that it kind of is unrealistic for them to shoot for first, but it doesn't mean they shouldn't try to shoot for first. But he's just pointing out that like part of competing is losing, and that lost feeling is going to be there inevitably. There's no one who just has a perfect record from day one.
言いくるめられましたか、私?
No, I didn't. I was trying to tell you how to embrace your feelings in the moment.
素直ですか?
That's right.
不気味にニマニマしてるね。
Me or her?
素直にと思ったら自然にそうなっちゃったんです。
I don't think that's creepy, that's cute. The last match of the day comes to an end as I look up at the sky.
さて、今日は終わりだな。
I turn to Madoka and see her looking at the tournament bracket sheet.
兄ちゃんとマシロッチが負けて、アスカちゃんとミサキが勝ったわけか。順当といえば順当か。
Not really. I thought we were pretty sure Shion had the best chance of winning.
私の負けを順当とか言わないでください。
Even my comment didn't help that, Michio. I apologize. You did great.
当然だけど、進藤さん分かったね。
Yeah, I wonder why he changed his playstyle.
スピーダー寄りのオールラウンダーなのに、今日の試合はほとんどファイターだったもんね。
He probably was trying to round himself out.
進藤さんの試合、怖かったです。
Shindo-san engaged in a dogfight with his opponent on the second line and kept scoring over and over without ever advancing. He crushed his competition. Yeah, see, that's what I thought Misaki was going to be able to do with Ichinose, Rika. And honestly, it almost seemed like he enjoyed it.
死闘水産の2人も勝ってるね。あの人たちは私と当たらないよね。
Yeah, they freak you out, huh?
金子さんと小瀬さんは逆ブロックだし、そもそも明日の美咲の初戦は進藤さんだから余計な心配しなくていいよ。
Nothing to worry about.
私が負けるのを前提にするな。進藤さんに勝って決勝戦で当たるかもしれないんだからさ。
Oh man, he's been training to be a fighter to counter her. Well, I mean, not specifically to counter her, but it almost feels personal. And he has his whole fixation on us, so he's like, okay, I can't face my hero, I can destroy his students.
そうですそうです。美咲先輩の前では進藤さんなんか存在意義を完全に喪失した存在でしかないんですから。
Calm down, Michiro. Let's stop with the glazing. Calm down, Mashiro. Dang it! I just am Messiah. Calm down, Mashiro. You're talking like Misaki's some kind of FC god.
大まかな意味ではそれで間違っていないかと。
Dang.
私神様だったんだ。だとしたら神社とかに祀られたりするのかな。
You don't want to look at Mashiro's room.
店の裏に神社を作りましょう。そこで暮らしてもらっても構いません。
I like the idea of having her live in it.
段ボールとかで作られそうだな。いえいえ、大理石とかを使って1000年は残る立派なのを作ります。それは普通に困るな。割と困るな。私 FC が上手になるようにお祈りに行きますよ。
Don't describe that she has the ability to grant you blessings. Wow, a win over Shindo-san tomorrow will mark the birth of Misakiism, huh? Cool. Let's do our best to make it happen.
そんなのでモチベーションを保つのは無理だ。
Misaki lets out a somewhat forced laugh.
まさやに言われなくても頑張るけどね。
Good. Great. Asuka, make sure you do all you can to put out some wins tomorrow.
明日も勝てるように頑張ります。
The way this is going, I wonder if Asuka is going to actually be able to make it towards the finale. Like, if she has, like, relatively average competition up until the finale, she actually has a shot at getting there. Where Misaki, like, I know she's good, and I want to see her at her full tilt. But I'm like, I'm not sure I could see her, like, beating Shindo. Well, let's call it a day. Make sure you head straight home.
明日同じ時間に集合だぞ。遅刻しないように気をつけてな。
Including the losers, Mashiro and Shion. That sounds so harsh when I say it like that. Whew, that first day was exhausting. Are we gonna meet up with Rika? I'm on my way home after splitting up with everyone. And I can't help but look back on the day's events. Asuka winning her match is a major plus. I'm starting to see how she can grow thanks to that. It's great that her potential has finally led to results. Still, the hard part begins now. Asuka won't keep winning at her current level of skill. And that means her real goal is learning something at this tournament that she can use in the next one. Some sort of move or strategy that suits her. Yeah, it would be nice if I could watched her play. I'll have to judge what's best when I watch her play. Then there's Misaki. I expected her to win, but her results her results were still shocking. I didn't know she was that much better than Ichinose, and their match honestly looked like a little one-sided. If only her personality was better. I feel kind of bad for Ichinose, since I know she puts in a ton of work. Honestly, she's the one I'm most worried about. Well, if it's Takafuji we're talking about, I'm sure they did a great job of supporting her. Besides, she seemed fine after the match. Guess I should at least talk to her when Next thing I know, I'm in front of my house. And, before I know it, someone's right beside me. Yeah! Excellent. I was hoping for this. It's Ichinose. She bows her head as soon as she notices me. Hi. I raise my hand to greet her. Well, this is awkward. I guess it's no surprise since we're neighbors and we're just at the same place. I tried to just have a quick chat and leave it at that, but apparently both of us wanted to talk about today's match, so that's why we're currently discussing things through our windows. I love that. It's cute.
そうですか。アスカさんは無事に1回戦を突破したんですね。
Yeah, she was really happy about it, though she seemed almost to not believe it, too.
戸惑う？
I explained Asuka's situation to her. How we had to convince her that she won thanks to her own skill, and how she doesn't seem to fully buy into that idea yet.
アスカさんは発展途上にあるんですね。
Yeah, but she's just such a sweetheart. Like, it's almost to her detriment. Right, she's got to learn the terms of mindset and the mental fortitude.
すごいなぁ。私、
Ichinose mutters that in a dejected tone. I know it's strange for me to say this, but...
はい。
You did good today. That match could have gone either way.
ありがとうございます。
Ichinose giggles as she begins to respond.
私の試合を見て、ひなたさんはどう思いましたか？
Alright, so I'm gonna give my, blues opinion here, and that's okay. I think the best thing was that while you initially stuck with sound strategies, you were willing to change things up, to try something new, to push your own boundaries. It's very clear that you have been practicing and drilling good fundamentals. And whilst there are, while I can see improvement in the circumstantial execution of those strategies, your willingness to move with the times, to recognize when something isn't working and to try it to something else, and then the skill you displayed in a fighting style that is not necessarily to your strength was impressive. Like the fact that you're willing as a speedster to throw down, and also the use of the like near buoy like collision was brilliant. That was something to see. That's a tough question. I think a little over for a minute before deciding to just give her my honest opinion. You were very straightforward, for better or worse.
素直ですか?
Yeah, and honestly, I could see that being a weakness. Like Misaki said earlier, that makes her an open book. But you also launched a surprise attack during the match. Plays like that aren't too bad.
ドッグファイトを仕掛けた時ですね。
Right. Unfortunately, dogfights are Misaki's specialty, so you just ended up putting yourself at a disadvantage.
そうですね。
Is there a reason why you did that?
ええ。
Ichinose responds with a wry smile on her face.
途中、1対3になった時点で気づいたんです。
Okay.
総合力で飛沢さんには勝てないと。
So she kind of realized that, like, at the current, like, if she kept playing by her standard rulebook, she was never going to get advantage. She was going to get 1 point for 3, basically, at best. Tough, thought as much. Ichinose's movement slowed down around that time. I thought she might have given up, which is why her counterattack surprised me.
で、佐藤院先輩に相談したんです。
Oh?
これからのあなたを考えるために、ちょっと試してみましょうって。
Ah, that was a pretty good advice. Really? The style that involves confusing your opponent, something she's completely unaccustomed to, basically. Satomi-san herself had no experience with it either, yet she made Ichinose try it. She may have lost in the end, but the experience she gained made it worthwhile. That was a good coaching on Satomi-san's part.
ドッグファイトもやってみましたが、それより何より、まだまだ経験が足りないみたいです。
Talk about the arm display and like the defenses. Be like, you did actually really good, all things considered.
だから、もっと練習します。
True.
戦い方も考え方も未熟だということが分かりましたから。
Immature? I don't think that's the right word, really. I think it's naive. She's approached every situation assuming that everything's going to work out like as she expects it to, and that's just not how real fights are. Make sure you aren't just going through the motions of practice. Well, this is just my personal opinion, but her weakness doesn't just apply to real matches. Based on what I've seen, she can be too straightforward and rigid during practice as well. And just practicing like always won't help her improve on that front.
素直すぎるというのは、そういうことも含めてなんですね。
I mean, the thing is like, it's a weakness and a strength. It really is. Like, everything with Rika is a two-edged sword. Because being able to be so dedicated and to drill and to master the basics is such a fundamental and important part of being skilled. It's part of why she's already on the team. Like, if it weren't for her tenacity and for her willingness to drill, to practice and hone, she wouldn't be on the team already. She's in a competitive school with a competitive program, an athletics program at that, and she's a first liner. Like, she's clearly got talent. She just needs to not get so locked up in what she's used to get herself here that she can never push beyond, you know. She has to go, you know, Super Saiyan 2, basically. Yeah, pretty sure Satomi-san wanted to tell you the exact same thing.
先輩がですか?
Satomi-san's style is as conventional as it gets. So maybe that's why she sees herself and Ichinose. They're very similar to when it comes to FC. I'm not telling you to play dirty, but you should at least try to have a few surprises in store. Ichinose falls silent as she thinks over my words. I know it hurts when someone belittles your style of play. No one ever wants to deviate from the path they've just dedicated themselves to. But Ichinose will have a hard time improving at this rate. I really hope she finds something that makes her want to change. Ichinose starts talking again soon enough. Yeah? Seems like this is hard for her to say since she's gulping down her breath and all.
日向さんにちょっとお願いがあるんです。
I can't think of anything that I wouldn't say yes to. Oh, what? I wonder what it is. Judging by... No, I really have no clue. What does she want?
その クナハマの練習になんですけど、時間のある時に私も参加させていただけないでしょうか。
She wants to practice with our team? I mean, I'm all for that, but why? Huh? Can't say I ever expected that. Can I ask why?
私、試合が終わった後、佐藤院先輩から言われたんです。一ノ瀬さんはもっといろんなものを見た方がいいって。そうじゃないとすぐに限界に行き着くって。
It's funny. I think Satoine's giving her the advice that she wished she'd been given when she was a freshman. Because she probably hit that wall, probably smashed into it for a while.
だからちょっとでもいいから日常の出来事に変化をつけてみようかなって。
Wow. Man, she's one amazing woman. Satoine-san's an incredibly upperclassman and coach. That's true. Like, Satoine-san's becoming one of my favorite characters. She's already told Ichinose everything I wanted to say.
だからせっかく親しくなったことですし、もっとクナハマの人たちとも話したり練習したりしたいって思ったんですけど。
You'd have to be a psychopath not to say yes to that.
ダメでしょうか。
She claps her hands and gazes at me with puppy dog eyes. Is there any man in the world who can defend against this? No. None. Of course you can.
本当ですか？
Ichinose's face lights up right away.
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
Calm down. You're gonna lead the spectrum of hearing in a second. She thanks me as she bows her head over and over again. Calm down. It's no big deal, really.
でも無茶なお願いなのに。
It's not. It's actually, if it's unreasonable for anybody, it's you. You already have to fly a ways to go to school, and then you'd fly back and do training with us. And not to mention, I doubt you're going to be giving up your training with your FC club, which is already probably pretty demanding. So you're basically wanting to pull double duty on yourself. Are you okay with that? Not really. Honestly, you'd probably be a huge help. Practicing with someone from an FC powerhouse like Takafuji should work wonders. After all, Ichinose is not the only one who can grow from trying new things or facing new opponents. Well, let's pick this up after the tournament.
はい。その時は部長と一緒に伺います。
Oh yeah, your president.
どうかしましたか？
Oh no, it's nothing. I just pictured Shido-san showing up with a creepy smile on his face. Yeah, he starts showing up to practice too. He probably will try. Man, I sure hope he isn't gonna ask for anything weird in exchange. Alright, we gotta get up early again, so I'd say it's time to hit the hay.
はい。ありがとうございました。
See you tomorrow. Oh, I interrupted her. Sorry. Right. And that brings an end to the first day of our club's very first tournament. Oh, man. Alright. It's not the longest episode, and I know we're going on a break, but I'm also, like, kind of needing to end things here. I don't want to go too long, and I feel like let's just have second day. I'm going to try and do it all in one blow, because now we're not having to do the big, long intro for it. I imagine we're basically going to jump right into the two matches we're going to watch, because I think we're going to watch Misaki versus Shindo, and then we're going to watch Asuka versus whoever she's going to have the hardest time with, which, based on the lead up, I wonder who it could be. Is there anybody we haven't seen matched up with that's kind of been a prominent figure? Maybe, what's her name? The girl who is all lovey, the older sister character for Mashiro's like former best friend. Maybe it'd be her, and that could be interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. I certainly did. It was great. It wasn't the longest, but it was good. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being understanding. I hope you don't mind. Again, I don't want to kill myself over making a super long episode, and I'm just not feeling 100%. Just been dealing with a lot, and I'm determined to get content out. So I'm just going to make this work as best I can. But I appreciate your patience and willingness to work with me on these things. And whilst we'll be taking a brief break, I'm looking forward to getting back to this story quickly. But also, come on, we gotta explore some visual novels that are from some indie devs. It's just, we gotta. So, Thank you. I appreciate you all being so patient with me and for being so passionate and enjoying these stories. And I'm just going to do my best to keep making content to the best of my ability. So thank you. And until the next video you're watching me, I have to see me in next. I'll see you there.